final frame. And this is massive. That's it, that's the win. What a final, what a match. Oh, what a shot that is. In it goes. Beautiful. Every player dreams of becoming world champion, and that dream is about to be a reality. The final frame of the match, and plenty at stake here.
Welcome everybody to Snooker 19. Finally, a new snooker game for the PlayStation 4. I think it might be the first officially licensed, world snooker licensed snooker game since WSC 11 on PlayStation 3 and probably other formats, but I played it on PlayStation 3. So welcome along. It's been a long wait. We're finally here. It's been actually, for me, a few days longer wait than it should have been. Thanks to, I guess, the unexpected popularity of the game. There is no other reason that I can think that they wouldn't have enough stock. But I pre-ordered the game from Amazon and got a message on the morning of release saying basically that they were having supply issues. Now, that doesn't happen to Amazon very often, you know, like they are the single biggest supplier of video games in the UK. I would hazard a guess and say obviously there is game, but they can be quite pricey. So I think it's probably safe to say that the one supplier that most companies would want to keep happy is Amazon, and they did not have any copies to send out on release day. So I finally got this today on Saturday. I can't remember what the date is today because I'm an idiot. It is the 20th of April. That was the day that I received my copy of the game. Hopefully this will be going up tonight or early on the morning of Sunday the 21st, just in time for the World Snooker Championships, which are taking place at the Crucible. I've probably got that horribly wrong. I'm pretty sure it's the World Championships. It's the biggest tournament of the year, let's be honest. And here we go. It says press any button. I'm pressing a button. Now, what I noticed straight off from the opening cinematics of this game is that the character models of the snooker players, facially very good, but the animation not so great. It's very obvious that they've spent a lot more time on the table, the balls, the physics than they have on the players. And this may be an unpopular opinion. I actually think that that is the right call, because once you have the game sorted, once you have it absolutely perfect, then you can concentrate on the presentation. And maybe this is me as a Pro Evo player over a FIFA player, but I would much rather a game, and here come the Flame Wars, I would much rather be playing a game that concentrates on getting the actual sport right than worrying about silly things like commentary and players, you know, the look of the players and things like that. Now, in fairness to Pro Evo, they're very good with their player animations, with their faces, all of that stuff is excellent. The commentary, not so much, but they're getting there, I think. But presentation has always been a problem for Pro Evo. But where Pro Evo always does really well is the gameplay. And I hope as we play through the early stages of this game, we're going to find that it's the same with Lab 42's effort with Snooker 19. But let's go ahead and go through this tutorial, and then we'll get involved in a quick frame of snooker. Use the left stick to adjust the shot direction so that the black ball is directed towards the highlighted pocket. Okay. Right, continue. Refine your shot direction. Hold down the L2 button while moving the left stick. Okay, everything makes perfect sense so far. interesting that as soon as you actually get to the point where they want you to get, they will not allow you. I cannot move. I'm moving left and right with L2 held down, with L2 not held down. I cannot move the cue any further. Apply power and take the shot. Pull the right thumbstick back to start the power bar, then push it forward when it hits the blue target area. If you miss the target area, your shot direction will be affected. Okay. I don't mind. I was a little bit early there. As someone, and you'll know this from the intro to the channel, as someone that plays everybody's golf, I was used to the power bar going up a bit quicker. I actually like the speed that goes up. I think I'm going to get used to that very quickly. You'll notice that I was aiming for that blue bar. I actually fell below it, but the black ball still went in. Now, maybe it was a little bit forgiving of me. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. But I like the fact that you will still pot a ball even if you don't necessarily put enough power into it. I'm going to play the tutorial because why not? Okay, so we want to put the red ball into the pocket. They've already lined it up for us. Your objective is to pot the red ball in the target pocket and you spin to get the cue ball into the target zone. The current shot power is too low to pot the ball. Using the right stick, increase your shot power to around 40%. We're now going to use backspin to get the cue ball into the target area. Hold down the R2 button and pull back on the right stick. Hold down the L2 button to refine your shot. Pull the right stick back to start the power bar. Okay, we got that pretty much spot on. Slightly over maybe, but we're still in that yellow area. Okay, we're done with the tutorial. Okay, so you can increase your shot power on the gauge by pushing up on the right stick. What if you go too far? This is a question that I have. But never mind. So we're going to play a quick frame just to introduce everybody to the game, and then next time when we come back we'll be getting involved in the career. Oh, now let's see what we can play. We can play snooker. Can we play pool? We can play snooker, we can play shootout. Okay, unfortunately no pool in this version of the game. Fingers crossed, maybe when there's a snooker 20, if there is a snooker 20, they will add a few other games, billiards, pool, 9-ball, and you know, all that malarkey. We're going to go for one frame, hoping that I don't get played off the table. And I like the alley pally, but you have to play at the Crucible. I'm going to play as the snooker equivalent of Barcelona. Interesting. Aiming aid, amateur, pro, or master, or no aiming mode. Oh wow, you've got to be a very good player. We'll go with pro for now. We'll play against. Yeah, we'll play against Selby. Oh, okay, that's cool. I like this. So you can change difficulty and it'll automatically filter the players that you can play against. Okay, well, you know, call me what you like, but we're going to go with easy because at the moment I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to be any good at this game. I was pretty good at snooker before, but this is a slightly new system built by a new team. It's going to take time to get used to. I've heard of Anthony Hamilton. We'll play against Anthony Hamilton. Right, let's see how we do. I'm interested to see what the what the introduction to the game is going to be like, what the commentary is going to be like, if any.
Hello, welcome to this exhibition match at the home of snooker, the Crucible Theatre in Sheffield.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The first frame, Anthony Hamilton to break.
Well, it's not terrible. I'll give him that much straight away. It's a good break. It's very close to the cushion. That's going to make cueing difficult. There is a ball on to the bottom left-hand corner. Let's go into the settings, just have a quick look at controls. Right, we do have a free look camera. There, Eric Brady, are you watching? There is actually a colourblind mode in this game. That is actually really good to see. Snooker can be a little bit of a inhibiting sport for people with colour blindness, and it's more common than you would think, colour blindness. So it's actually a really lovely thing to see that there is not only a colourblind mode, but it is so easy to access from the from your controls. You literally just press the square button. That's very cool. So to adjust shot power, it's up and down on the right stick. To start your shot, it's down. How does it... I don't know how it can tell the difference. Never mind. So you can reset your spin and the height of your cue by using the R1 and L1 shoulder buttons. You can fine-tune aim with the L2 button. Cue elevation is controlled with the D-pad. Okay, this all looks very good. Oh, hang on, back in advance. Okay, so when... I think I understand. Okay, so when we're at this stage... Yeah, there we go. You see, I can alter the power gauge just by using up and down on the right stick. When I hit X to confirm my shot selection, that is when it's going to... This angle isn't exactly brilliant. Okay, we're going to go for it. Oh, okay, now we can fine-tune. That's good. That looks good to me. Just going to adjust that shot power. I think if we can just about reach the cushion, that's going to be good for us. So it was about 25%, wasn't it? And you can still adjust cue power at this stage. So when you hit X...
Tricky pot coming up.
Right, now here we go. It's got legs.
Great opening red.
Beautiful.
One.
I might have underdone it a little bit on the power, but never mind. I'm glad that there's a secondary stage for aiming, because I thought I was dead on the pocket, but I was nowhere near. Right, now we're going to need to put some top... This is the thing, right? I could put a lot of backspin on this ball, but it's not going to get me anywhere. Tricky. Okay, if I try and stun the ball, I'm going to have to play a long red, but that's fine. No, okay, hang on. Of course, power plays an integral role in the game. I might have snookered myself on that red. In fact, I have. Oh well. You live and learn. If I can just take a very slight nick off of that red and get myself back into balk, I'll be happy. Gonna go up to 60%. I would like it if the camera would reset to this view a little bit quicker, because there was a real
aware how
risk.
important pace is for this shot.
There was a very real risk that I could have put that into one of the pockets. Oh, he's played a very good safety there. Okay, so for anyone that isn't particularly au fait with the rules of snooker, and if they're not, I'm not entirely sure why they're watching this video. A safety is when you play the ball in such a way that your opponent can still get to the object ball, the ball that they're aiming for, without obstruction, but there really isn't any evident shot on for them. And he's done a very good job of that here. Okay, I reckon 50% shot power should get me most of the way back up the table. I'm going to nestle that red into the pack.
He'll be playing safe here.
And with any luck, I won't leave anything on. 50% might have been a bit hard, actually. I'm still behind the balk line. No, I've crossed the balk line. But actually, that's turned out to be an excellent shot.
This is a tricky safety.
Doesn't leave him anything except to just... There we go. And the red has broken from the pack, and that gives us an option. As long as we can clear through... There might be a path through the yellow and the blue there. Let's have a look. There is. We may have a long pot on here, people.
He's taking this red on.
Yes.
Well, that's not ideal. He's not finished in a great position, that's for sure.
Overcooked that stupendously. Let's see. Too risky. Far too risky. Right, so I think probably what we're going to do is we could just nestle up behind the black ball. That's probably the safest option. Overcooked it a little bit, but I don't think I've left him anything.
He went for the snooker, and it hasn't really worked out.
Still getting used to this right stick
Pace
power.
is absolutely critical here.
On previous snooker games, the power was absolute. Like you would set the power that you wanted to hit the ball with, and it would hit it with it. You would just hit the X button and it would execute the shot. Right, there, he's done me here. He really has. I'm going to try to play that red back into the centre of the table. Oh, there was far too much power on that cue ball. But I may have lucked out. He's got a shot to the corner pocket there.
That was a really tough shot, and it hasn't worked out all that well.
He's playing for the right corner here.
Oh, he's missed it. He's missed it. Right, there's a plant. I don't really want to go for the plant yet. Oh wow! So you can see that the yellow cone that indicates where the object ball is going to go is very big, and that might be a power thing. Like if I take the power down,
he fancies this red.
Not really. Okay, well, I think probably the safest option is going to be to put a lot of topspin on that ball. What happens if I put a lot of backspin on it? Not much. I'm going to put a lot of topspin on here. Try and play that ball back up into the pack. And I can't see anything obvious on, so I reckon if I just give it enough beans to kind of end up on the cushion or near the corner pocket.
I think he's playing safe here.
I've given it nowhere enough beans. But that is a very tricky
Not what
shot.
he intended at all. He'll be annoyed with that.
Oh, it's gone in. And I've set him up well.
Decent
Well,
position to take on a colour here.
No, he's going to do alright here because now he can break a few reds off of the pack.
8.
He's going to take that bottom red and he's going to open that pack
I
up
want
now.
this to drop into the
Oh, he's
centre
not.
pocket.
Going for a ball in the centre.
What a top pot that was.
9.
Well, the first thing I'll say is I can see that it's going to take an awful lot of practice for me to get good at this level with this type of aiming system.
16.
But that's the fun of games. That's why we play. You know, that if there wasn't any challenge, we wouldn't want to play, would we? Well, most of us wouldn't.
17.
I have to say, the character
He's an
models
expert
themselves are
long
not
tosser
too
and
bad.
He's taking this on.
Oh, he's gone for a very risky shot
No,
there. I don't know
not
why he
this
went for
time.
that. And he's left us with a chance here.
Anthony Hamilton, 17.
We can put this red into the corner pocket there. And with enough topspin on the ball, assuming that I don't put it in one of the pockets, potting the cue ball is always a risk.
That's a shocking shot. I really don't understand what happened there.
Saved by luck, mainly.
He'll be trying to get the cue ball safe here.
Oh, if you put a bit more on that, that would have gone in. There's a plant there.
Not an easy one, but a half chance.
Oh no, I've not given it enough.
No.
What a
not this
mistake to
time.
make.
He's lining up the long red to the corner here.
What? Why? This is something about computer AI in snooker games that I've never understood, that I will never understand.
Aiming for the
There
centre
is
pocket here.
a really, really easy red into the corner there.
No problem
If he'd
there.
missed that long red, he was
Really
leaving me
impressive
on.
cueing.
Not just for that red, but for the black and for at least another couple of reds. Well, it's not going to be a very auspicious start to our Snooker 19 career, I can tell you that much.
So, this pot into the right corner.
Oh, he's on a roll
Excellent
now.
pot.
Great cueing.
13.
Really well played.
20.
I may have to try
21.
playing with the amateur
Well,
aiming
he's taking it on to the left corner.
enabled, just to give us an idea. I don't know.
That's a beauty.
Great cueing there.
28.
I think it's fair to say we've probably lost this frame, and in turn the match.
29.
The only possible
36.
hope we have is that he's not really left himself on
going
anything
for it.
very easy.
Fabulous
He's making
spot.
it look easy, but he's not
Yes, he'll be
really on
very
anything
pleased with
easy.
that shot. What can he do here?
Pink into
37.
the middle, probably. And if he holds, he could put that red... No. He may be playing for the red into the middle.
43.
But that was a very strange shot selection if that was the case.
This is a key shot coming up here.
Oh, he's going for the other red into the middle.
Nicely done.
That should effectively remove any ideas his opponent may have of a comeback.
44.
Well, that's the point of no return, unless we can get snookers, and even then he's going to
50.
have to miss very, very soon. Oh, he's making it look easy. This is the
51.
thing, like, even an amateur player, I say amateur, I'm talking about the players like within this game, even the easy players, they're
Nicely
still
positioned
ranked
for the
like
red.
around 60 in the world.
58.
Yeah, 120 to 60 in the world. Those players, when they're in amongst the balls, are very difficult to beat. So, you know, you really have to be on top of your
59.
game. This is a punishing game from my early experiences of it.
That's ended up a little awkward, but it won't matter.
It's going to play a long one into the corner,
66.
probably.
This is not easy.
Brilliant, brilliant pot.
67.
So, this pot into the right corner. Tremendous shot.
$74.
Just the colours to go.
Eesh.
76.
He's going to have to work that cue ball to get to the brown after
Now,
the green.
can he drop this into the
Probably
right
a little
corner?
bit left-hand side. No, no.
He's missed it, but it doesn't really matter.
Anthony Hamilton, 76.
Do we concede the frame? Do we, bugger? Going to try and play the green around the table.
Well played.
Oh my
That was
god.
made more difficult due to the rest being used.
I've actually fluked it in when I didn't intend to.
3.
That's really irritating. At least I got a trophy for it. Double or quits. Let's just get some potting practice, I think.
So, this pot into the right corner.
Now I'm going to try and play the blue off of 2. If I don't double it in again, I'm going to try and play the ball off of 2 separate cushions. Try to hold the cue ball somewhere up this end of the table and hope that the pink and the black can get in the way. But honestly, like at this point, I'm not going to win on snookers. Look
You'll
at the
have to be
fucking
very
score.
careful with the pace here.
It's more of a practice at this point.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 7.
This is tough.
Missed pot, but it won't matter.
I think we'll concede.
Frame conceded. Frame and match, Anthony Hamilton.
That's the match in the bag.
Well, that was embarrassing. But not to be unexpected, perhaps. It's one of those things. Never mind. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me in this first impression of Snooker 19. I think it's a promising game for sure. Graphically, I think that what happens on the table is fantastic. The character models aren't too bad considering. I think in motion they don't look too great, but that's certainly something that can be worked on in later versions of the game. As far as I'm concerned, the stuff that matters is what's going on the table. And although that there are a few things that are new to this, I was going to say new to the series. This is a new series that's new to snooker games in general, in terms of using the right stick, pulling back and pushing forward for power, not having a completely reliable power gauge. I think that's a good thing. I'm going to have trouble early on in knowing what the power is going to do for me, and I'm going to play around with the aiming system just to see whether maybe the amateur one will give me a better idea of what the power of the ball is going to do in terms of where the cue ball is going to end up. I don't want to make it too easy for myself, but at the end of the day, when you play a game, you want to enjoy it, and if using a different aiming system is going to make it a more enjoyable game, but keep some of the challenge there, because here's the thing, snooker is a very tactical sport. You can pop balls all over the table, you know, you can good lord, look at that shirt. What are you thinking, lad? You can pop balls left, right and centre all over the table, but at the end of the day, you don't want to rely on potting corner to corner balls every single shot. You want to build breaks, you want to get high breaks, then you need to have control of the cue ball, you need to have a tactical mind to know which shot to take next. It's been a long time, and at the moment my mind is not set up tactically for this, so I think that's something that I'm going to have a look at in future. But again, I think that this is a very promising game, and I hope that those of you that enjoy snooker have either already bought it or would consider buying it off of the back of watching some gameplay, albeit not brilliant gameplay from my point of view, but I think you can see that it's a very promising snooker title. Hats off to the developers and who are Lab 42. Let's give them some props. And thanks very much for joining me. Until next time, bye bye.